Welcome to Voices in Change, a new series of short audio-only interviews from The Medium, a Substack publication. I am Andrew Rosen, the founder of Parkour LLC and the author of The Medium. This is the 10th of 12 short interviews, each about 1.5 to 5 minutes long, that were all recorded on March 26, 2025 at the On Discourse AI Transformation Summit in Midtown New York City. The 12 guests were selected from 100 participants representing every C in the suite. They offered a variety of answers to a simple question. What is a recent market signal or development in AI that forced you to rethink a key business assumption? In today's episode, I speak with Mark Burrell, a longtime entrepreneur and founder of a startup in stealth mode. Mark offered two answers to my question, one related to his venture and one related to the media marketplace.
Okay, I am Mark Burrell from Fairfield, Connecticut.
Yeah. All right, so first question is, what is a market signal, recent market signal or development that has changed the way, related to AI, that has changed or challenged a fundamental key or business assumption of yours?
Got it. So in drug discovery, right, it's always taken a lot of humans doing work, right, to figure out protein synthesis, to figure out which drugs are going to be effective. But what I've seen, and you sort of heard signals of this 5 years ago with CRISPR, but what I've seen in the last couple of years in terms of AI's ability to discover, like have early detection and figure out new drug discovery, I think will blow away the entire healthcare industry.
And so why does that matter?
Well, I think it matters for a number of reasons, but I think the next 10 years you're going to see an exponential growth in terms of new solutions, new medicine, new drugs, new interventions across all of healthcare. Mm-hmm. And it's also going to, healthcare's always been driven by where the money is. There's a reason why half the commercials you see on television are about ED or baldness, right? That those are problems that a lot of people suffer with. But there's this whole long tail of other stuff that's going on in terms of rare diseases, for example, for kids. And it's been inefficient or ineffective, right, for these drug companies or healthcare companies to put money beyond that. Mm-hmm. But I think now with AI, you're going to see efficiency in those areas. So you're going to see all types of cures and amazing stories, which a lot of the AI talk is pessimistic, but I'm most optimistic about that in terms of real human intervention and change.
And so generally you're bullish, or are you?
Incredibly bullish. Okay. Yeah, incredibly bullish. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to make an exception in this one. I want to hear your content example of the key business, the challenge of key business assumption.
Okay.
The one that you were telling me about, just to hear, because I'm curious what it is.
Yeah, no. So I had a business. This was what I originally, when you asked the question, I'm like, oh my gosh. So I have a business, Tongle, 10 years in business.
I remember that.
When we first started, we were first to market in crowdsourcing content. So we built a community, 300,000 creators from across the globe, on the bet that the studios and Madison Avenue advertising agencies were never going to be able to create enough content, and that a good idea could come from anywhere. And that business succeeded, disrupted the industry, and people have been talking about AI and content and what it's going to be able to do for a few years now. And most of it's pedestrian, not really good content that can impact or change the culture in the way that I think the professionals could. But what I've seen in the last 18 months has changed my mind completely, where it's you and I can now, with the correct prompts, develop a Hollywood quality script, right? Short content or advertising that's better than, as good as if not better than what's being created on Madison Avenue. And then you're going to see animated features coming out, right, around superheroes or Pixar-like quality in terms of storytelling that's made by somebody in Thailand sitting in their basement in the next couple of years. It's going to be insane.
And so why does that matter?
Well, if you live in Los Angeles, it matters because you may not have a job.
Yeah, that's what I write about.
But I mean, ideally, it's going to democratize content and give more opportunity for those that may not have that core skill set, but still have an ounce of creativity. But I think that is going to cause mass disruption to like major industries, right? Whether you're talking about the advertising industry or Hollywood in general, which has been under fire and disruption for 5-10 years now anyway. So big changes along the way.
So you're bullish or bearish on that trend?
I'm bullish if you're somebody who isn't currently in the business of content creating, but is curious and wants to get into it. It's a path of less resistance now. If you're a lifetime content creator that's built up a network, right, and made your hay by understanding and learning the equipment used in the last 10 years, like, you're really going to be under fire. Yeah, it's going to be difficult.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This was an episode of Voices in Change, a new series of short audio-only interviews from the Medium, a Substack publication from Parkour LLC.